It's been 2 years as we live on this boat, and we always have problems with our heaters. Our diesel heaters, which we're using for our heating system, together with water heaters, video on our channel already, usually survive for 2 or 3 months, and unfortunately it's not enough because our winter here is quite long. It's usually lasts 6 or 7 months. So, thanks for general components. Today we are going to unbox Bison series, their most powerful air heater designed for 5 kilowatt output, and we're trying to fit it in our system, and I hope it's gonna fit and everything's gonna be buttery smooth. But let's unpack this big boy and compare it to the Chinese option, which we were using for quite a while already. Hard to tell, but it looks like this one is bigger than usual. There we go. Oh, it's not supposed to be here. Okay, before we going forward and looking for all components, look at this big boy. It's really big actually. I mean, give me a second and I'll go and bring the Chinese one and we'll compare the size. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a big difference. So this guy is a Chinese heater which is rated for 5 to 8 kilowatt output. And this is a proper heater which is designed for 5 kilowatt output. First of all, I think I need to open the casing somehow. I don't know how to do this. Maybe I should read the manual first. Alright, I really hope I didn't void my warranty right now. How I said, we were changing those Chinese heaters every 2 or 3 months, and how you can see, they're completely different. There is nothing what would be like the same in these two heaters, and this is kind of insane. Okay, let me check the manifold, and that's perfect. Exhaust diameter and intake diameter same as Chinese heater, and it's perfect because in theory I would be able to mount on my existing plates without like much of modifications, but we will see how it's gonna be in reality, because how you can see, this one is way bigger than this guy. The entire combustion chamber is way bigger on the Bison. This tiny electric motor, this is what usually fails on our heaters. This here is having way bigger motor, and it actually spins way more smooth. Of course, the controller here is huge. It's going like all the way around on both sides. Wire harness actually connects directly to the board and not to the wire harness. So in the Chinese version it has... Oh, that was a mistake. I think it's enough for comparison. Let me clean the floor and let's unpack the rest of the box. The rest of the box, damn it. Here. It's not gonna work. It just smashed all over the place. I don't want to destroy my house vacuum cleaner because we use it for our carpet, etc. I have to use a big boy. Yeah. They're almost clean. I'll just put it like that. This is pretty much why I didn't bring this stupid heater here. Alright, from interesting things which we have and what we discussed, we have this piece of pipe which helped to remove condensation from my exhaust pipe, which I'm planning to install, and it should be interesting to try how it's gonna work. Some harnesses, I guess it's intake and air supply, we don't really need those. And this is exhaust pipe, really nice. We don't need this one. This is an interesting thing. I definitely need to read the manual. We don't need this one. Okay, we need to replace fuel hoses, wire harness, some connectors, new fuel pump, new mount plate. I hope we're gonna be able to reuse the old one, and some tiny wire which goes somewhere. Oh, it's actually kind of dope controller. What? This controller looks really similar. Hold on. Look at that. Alright guys, I figured it out. No need a manual. So it's spacer plate for the installation, because you can see the base here is way thicker, and this is exactly why we need this spacer, because it will just be somewhat here. At least it's my theory. And now let me read the manual and actually see what's going on. Alright, so this is my current setup. So you can see Chinese heater directly installed inside of this air duct. So this is our main air supply from HRV unit, which just goes like that. I need to rebuild a lot of stuff, so stay with me. We didn't use this heater for almost half a year, and there's something inside. Ew. It's not seawater, which is good, but what's not good, it is a diesel. We were trying to run this heater for quite a long time when it stopped working, so I guess it was overflowing for quite a long time, and it just was pumping fuel directly to the exhaust system, so just kind of sucks. And that's pretty much what I told you, what they all the same. So you can see this is a heater which actually failed, and it looks exactly the same which I showed you earlier when I compared two of them together. One of the main benefit, what it was like super easy to swap, remove one, install another, same housing, same everything. Now I need actually to remove the housing, remove this plate, change all setup specifically for this new heater. Okay, well, this kind of fit, so yeah, I'll just squeeze it inside. It's more air, more heat.
One eternity later.
Alright, look at that. New housing is successfully installed. I'm not sure if anyone is really interested how I put it inside, but now it's sealed, it's everything looking good, and it's gonna be somewhere here. Everything so far so good. So I believe right now I just only need to install new fuel pump, connect all wires. Yeah, I think we're almost ready. Okay, let me explain you how to turn on fuel pumping, because I need you to control the fuel pumping here, and I'll be down there. So you go to the settings, press the settings. Okay, scroll to the right. Stop! Oh, shit. My beautiful installation fucked up once more. I don't know how I did it. Oh my god, this was a mistake. We overpumped the fuel. How you can see, the leftover of the fuel is just dripping down. So now I need to disassemble at least exhaust, wipe all excess fuel down. That sucks. Everything looks good, right? What are you doing? Oh shit, stop it. There's fuel leaking from everywhere. Wow. It's one of the quietest startups of the diesel heater. I don't understand. I cannot hear if it's on or no, because before, every Chinese heater, when you turn it on, it just immediately like, and this one, the temperature is slowly rising. Alright, I think the actual reason why we have fuel leak, because one of the clamps is not holding fuel. Alright, magic happened, now it's not leaking, I hope so. Hey, why are you smoking? Oh my god, it's cold. It's actually quite cold today, and I'm glad that we installed this thing already. So while we're printing new panel for this thing, let's turn the heater on and see how it's gonna perform. It's 19 degrees right now, quite chill. I also did remove this stupid hose because this one was from the Chinese heater, which was connected to the air filter, and this is exactly why I had the smoke, because airflow was restricted. And now I removed completely everything because I don't really need any pretty much like air hose here, because air here is clean regardless am I picking up over there or just directly in the heater. So yeah, right now it's not smoking, everything working as it should. Alright, oh yeah, it's hot, nice. And let's see if we have any smoke. It's raining outside, but yep, everything is clean, nice. Wait. Alright, how's it go? Bright white filament. So we have a thing which looks pretty okay. Well, and that's the end of this video. If you liked, I don't know, what did you like? What did you like?
You're struggling.
My struggling. Don't forget to subscribe on this channel. It took me, I don't know, in total maybe like 4 or 5 hours. Maybe more to install the entire heater. How you can see, heater is working, everything is working. Thanks General Components for sponsoring this video. This winter we're not gonna be struggling every 2 months replacing this stupid Chinese heater. So that's a good news. Stay tuned. We will make an update this winter how this actual bigger heater will perform compared to the Chinese one. That's it for this video. Stay tuned. Bye.
Let's go to work.
Let's go. One more thing for this video. Nothing said about app of this heater in the manual, but there is also app exists for this heater, which I found on their website. So I did download it on my phone. If you're in the bed and you want to turn on your heating a little bit higher or lower, you don't want to go here because your bed is like all the way there. So it's nice to just open your phone and just tweak the heating temperature up or down, which is kind of cool. So yeah, having an app which works stable is a really cool feature. So thumbs up for that. Need more advertisement what you have this app, guys. That's really cool feature. Don't hide it. Another thing what I kind of want to mention it at the end of the video, I don't really like the manual and what it kind of lack of information. I don't know, it has like 40 pages, but at the same time it feels like there is a lot of information which kind of repeat itself, and at the same time it doesn't have like information which is kind of important, let's say about an app. So yeah, one of the examples on manual which was not exactly clear, it's wire which goes to the fuel pump. There is only one tiny mention about this wire at the end of the manual, and not in a section about air intake where you kind of expect it to be. How you supposed to climb, like mount this wire? I know there is like a hole in the side, and you kind of supposed to like pinch it in the side, but it would be nice to have some kind of illustration. How am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to do it properly without pinching the wire or blocking the air inlet? I think it's quite important, because my first try to launch this heater, I had a blocked air inlet because of this wire and the inlet pipe. So yeah, and I believe there was like a couple more which I don't remember right now, but yeah, I feel the manual could be better, but overall product, I mean, so far so good.